Britains Got Bhangra, and that's the name of a musical which was conceived, written and directed by Pravesh Kumar. It charts the rise of British Bhangra from the sequin-clad 80s through to the R&B fusion of the current charts. Twinkle arrives fresh from the fields of Punjab with a song in his heart and no money in his pocket. Can his talent shine through, or will the remix bling of the 90s DJs ruin his dreams? And now I have the pleasure of chatting to Shin from Bhangra group DCS, one of the first bands on the UK Bhangra scene. Shin is seen as one of the most prominent Bhangra vocalists from England, and he plays the main character Twinkle in Britains Got Bhangra. Well, let's talk about the musical now. It's back for a second year and it's been remixed and remastered. Tell me about that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the first year around it had a fantastic reception, and they didn't really need to do anything to the musical last year because everyone loved it when they saw it last year.
Okay.
But I think the producer of the musical, Rifko Arts, and in particular the director Pravesh, he's got another vision for this musical. So he wanted to add more colour to it and make it a bit of a spectacle, which it has become now. The sets are grander and bigger and better than they were last year. And there's a lot more colour in it in regards to costumes and stuff as well. And the dance sequences have become bigger. We're using more of the stage than we did last year as well. So in that regards, it's become a visual feast as well as an audio, a feast for your ears.
Okay.
So he's going towards the vision a grand vision that he has for this musical, which is to take it into the West End really. Wow. And he's gearing it up for that. And believe it or not, he's had a lot of interest from the West End. People are knocking on his door, which is really good news.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That is really good. So tell me more about the character you play. Can you draw any parallels between Twinkle and yourself?
There's some of me in there, I think, yeah.
Right.
Which parts of me are in there, I'm not going to tell.
Okay.
But there's a lot of other characters that I've met over my 25-year journey in Bhangra music.
Right.
My associations with other singers from other bands and other musicians within the industry. Right. And I've taken bits and pieces from various interesting characters and put them all into a pot, including myself. And Twinkle has popped out of that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's great. It's been really interesting doing that.
Because yourself and the character of Twinkle started in Bhangra around about the same time, I'd say. Would you say that's true?
Yeah,
So is there any nostalgia there, anything like that?
Oh, definitely there is, yeah. There definitely is, I mean, the early part of Twinkle's life is very similar to my own life.
Right.
Me and Prav had a session once where we just sat down and talked a lot, and he kind of made loads of notes about my life and my career, which he's also done with other artists within the industry, other Bhangra singers and musicians, well-known people within the industry. He's met a lot of people and made a lot of notes, just generally researching this whole project.
Right.
Yeah, so, when he was writing Twinkle, I think he's taken bits and pieces and kind of from different people's lives and made this story, which is great.
Fantastic. Okay, I understand the music contains all original music by Sumit Chopra from Alarm.
Yeah.
So could you tell me a bit more about that? I mean, did you have any input in the music or?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay.
Initially, Sumit has come up with all the songs, and he's the composer of the music, right? And it's because of him that I'm involved in the project, actually, I'd like to mention as well. And I got a phone call from him asking me if I'd like to audition for a musical that he's involved with, and he's making the songs for it. And when I said yes, I would be interested, and I auditioned and they gave me the part, then I think Sumit started gearing a lot of the music towards my style and my singing as well. And when we're in the workshop area working with the songs, then obviously I will give my little bit of input as well. I'll try and manipulate the songs a little bit so that they suit me a bit better.
Right.
They suit my style. But what I like about this musical is that it covers a lot of genres of music. There's typical Bhangra stuff in there, very traditional Bhangra in there. Then there's a lot of musical. It touches on musical theatre a lot, which is the classical kind of stuff that you'll see in the theatres or hear in the theatres. And then there's a lot of Bollywood feel in there as well, which Bollywood I love and I always have done. So for me it's great because I can sing in Hindi and Punjabi and English as well. So all the genres I can cover, and I love singing in those genres. It's great.
Wow. So who do you think that the musical is actually aimed at? Is it those die-hard Bhangra fans, or is it really just for anyone out there?
I think there's something in there for everybody.
Right.
There's something in there for Bhangra fans. There's something in there for musical theatre fans, for Bollywood fans. For hip hop R&B fans, because there's a couple of rap offs in there that obviously it shows the advent of the DJs and the DJ culture and what they're doing with music now. And it touches on all these different kind of genres and fields of music. So there's something for everybody in there. Yeah, definitely.
That actually brings me on quite nicely to my next question, because one point that was made in the musical was that nowadays Bhangra is a lot more about producers mixing on computers and a lack of real talent singing from the heart. And as a member of established Bhangra group DCS, what are your personal views on this?
My personal views are, it doesn't really. I'm not really fussed how the music is produced, to tell you the truth. Yeah, as long as it's good music and it's had some thought put behind it. If it's music that's made by people who don't really know much about music, and there's a lot of those guys around, right, who just make music because they think it's going to work or they think it sounds good, or they're just copying the next man, which is what a lot of people do. Then it doesn't really work sometimes, and it's badly done. Yeah, music has become more accessible to a lot of people that don't know anything about music. Yeah, because of computers, basically. You can get a laptop and you can buy a software program that you can make music on. Yeah, and you can sit down with that, and if you spend a day or so with it, you can come out with a song. Yeah, whether that song is any good or not is a different matter, and whether it's produced well or not is a different matter. Yeah, if you're a musician and you've learnt your craft properly, then you will have an idea of what sounds good and what doesn't sound good, what is out of key, what is not out of key, and what people will want to hear. You know, you'll be in a better position to make a better song if you have some kind of musical training. Right. And there's a lot of people in this industry today that do not have any kind of musical training at all. Right. You know, they might have spent a couple of days in a studio, or they might have taken 1 or 2 singing lessons, or learnt to play the dhol for a week, and then they want to get into a studio and they want to become a star, and it doesn't work that way. You know, serious artists spend a good 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years learning their craft before they actually go out on the road and start. Before they actually walk into a studio and stand in front of a microphone. Yeah.
So why do you think that you've been so successful? Obviously, because you've done all of this, and because you've been around for a long time.
Well, we've been around for over 25 years. Yeah. All the lads in the band are trained musicians. We've learnt our crafts properly. Okay. So I think it speaks for itself, really. You know, people who have come onto the scene who have no talent, right? Who have been manufactured. A lot of the time, some artists are manufactured, are usually one-hit wonders. They'll come, they might be around for a few years, but they'll vanish after that. They won't last. Okay. The only thing that sustains a career and an artist is his talent. Okay. And ultimately, it has to shine. If he has no talent, you know, and he's manufactured, or he's had a one-hit wonder fluke, you know, he's going to be gone within a few years' time.
Right. I mean, obviously your talent has really shone through, especially in the musical as well. I mean, how did you find the acting side of things? Because would you say that's a bit different to what you've done so far? Because you've done mostly music, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done mostly music, and I have done some acting before DCS happened in my life.
Really? Tell me about that. I
was into, not many people know this, but I was into amateur dramatics.
Oh, right, okay.
And I was involved with a dramatic society based here in Birmingham. And I also enrolled on an acting course at the Old Rep Theatre in Birmingham.
Really?
And I was accepted there. And I spent about a month there at that time, would you believe?
I did not know that about you.
No, but not many people do. And I never thought to mention it because I never felt it was relevant. But now things seem to have come a full circle for me. Yeah. You know, and I've gone through all the singing and thing and done a few videos and stuff. And now it's come back to the acting again. And I feel that, yeah, okay, you know, this has gone full circle for me, and I want to share that with people now. That you know, I was initially interested in acting, but then when DCS happened, it just took over my life, and I just didn't get a chance to look at film or theatre or whatever, and we just kept on doing the music. But now this opportunity came, and that's why I jumped on the band. You know, I jumped on it. I really said, I want to do this. You know, it's great to be able to.
So would you consider other things other than acting? So now you've done musical, or you're doing a musical. So
yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's like blood to a tiger's mouth. You know, I'd like to taste more.
Okay, watch this space, everybody.
Yeah, keep watching this space. You never know, you know.
Okay. Now, you've been in the Bhangra industry for a while now, and I do remember seeing you when I was quite young, and I must say, you do not look a day over, like, 26.
You're not looking very carefully. You need to get your eyes tested.
No, but, I mean, Okay, what's the secret to your good luck, sir? Youthful good luck, should I say?
I go to the gym quite regularly.
Right.
I've just been this afternoon as well.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so I look after. I look.
And you followed that by Bronte.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? Monday and Tuesday are my vegetarian days.
Okay.
So the only thing that I can eat that's going to give me some energy is parathe, really.
Okay.
Good old healthy Punjabi parathe with some homemade yogurt, which gives me the protein. So it's good for you, you know. Actually, parathe are very good for you. You know, the staple diet of the hard-working farmers of India. Would you believe? You must know that. If you don't, I'm telling you.
Sell parathe to me.
I'm trying to sell parathe to you.
That's fantastic. So what do you see as the future of Bhangra music in the UK?
Bhangra music in the UK, I think it's going to keep evolving, you know.
Right.
Bhangra music is not going to go away.
Right.
I've been in it for 25 years and it's as strong as ever, if not bigger. The scene is just getting bigger and bigger, you know, and it's gone into mainstream. It's been in Bollywood for many years. Yeah, and it's not going away. They can't get rid of it. Mainstream's not going to get rid of it now. It's there. You're going to see more of it filtering into it until it gets a good stronghold in there, you know. And it's into musical theatre now as well. Okay. You know, so it's conquering different genres. You can't hold it down. You can't get rid of it, you know. Every 4 or 5 years or so, Bhangra keeps reinventing itself because it keeps taking on mainstream influences all the time. When we started up, pop music was very popular. Bands like Duran Duran were in the charts. You had a lot of reggae music around with people like Culture Club, Bob Marley, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So we were using a lot of those influences at that time.
Right.
You know, and it helped with the music. People loved that kind of music at that time. DCS was one of the first bands to start fusing a lot of heavy rock and pop and all these influences into our music. We were featuring guitars in our music quite heavily, that prominently, as you would not feature in a Punjabi song. But it was working and the kids were liking it here. Right. And people were identifying with this new form of Bhangra music because we're born here, we're using our Western influences as well as our inherited Punjabi influences, and people were enjoying that because there's other people here like us who wanted to hear something different and fresh. So it caught on. Right. And that way Bhangra has reinvented itself throughout the years, and now you can hear it now. It's hip hop, it's dance music, it's now electronics coming in, you know. So it's taking on a new life again.
So what do you think is the key, sort of, to keeping up on the Bhangra scene, keeping everyone interested? Do you think it's evolving with time? It's evolving. Right.
You have to change with the times, no matter what you're doing, you know.
Okay.
You've got to keep moving forwards, you know, and not stand still.
And
basically.
you've managed to do that with still keeping a traditional sound, which I like. So
yeah, I mean, the basic elements of Bhangra will always be there. It will always be in Punjabi. The melodies are composed in a certain way, and the main elements are that the dol and the rhythm, the beat has to be there, and some kind of traditional tumbi or algoze type sound has to be featured as well, really, to keep it really rootsy Punjabi. And on top of that, add the icing on the cake base. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, if our listeners did miss Britain's Got Bhangra at the Curve in Leicester, where can they catch you now? Because I understand you're in Coventry quite soon.
Yeah. From tomorrow, from the 15th of this month, November.
Right.
We're going to be at the Warwick Art Centre. Yeah, which is in Warwick, just outside Coventry, based on the university campus there. Yeah, at Warwick University. Yeah. And we're there for 2 weeks. We're there until the 28th of November.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a lot of time, and we're playing every day, except Mondays.
Right.
Except Mondays, we play every day. We've got 2 shows on Saturdays and a show every evening, which starts around 7:30, and it starts quite promptly. So if you're going to come, don't be late.
Yeah, don't do any Indian timing.
Don't do any Indian timing. Yeah.
Okay, a few questions for fun now. Yeah, chocolate or chilies?
Chocolate or chilies? Chocolate.
Okay, what's your favourite chocolate?
Ferrero Rochers, but
okay.
The white ones.
Oh, I love the white ones. Have you
The
tried
white
the Bista ones?
The pista ones?
Yeah, they've got these new Bista ones. They look amazing, but
No,
I haven't tried
seen
them
those.
yet.
I haven't seen them. No, I'll have to get some of those.
No, I'm going to have to get some.
Yeah.
Dancing around a tree or singing in the rain?
I've never tried singing in the rain.
Oh, right.
I think I'd like to try that sometime.
Okay, that's cool. Any final comments to our listeners out there at all?
Just come and check this musical out. Yeah, you're going to see me in a new light if any of my fans are listening to this. And if you just come and check this musical, right, you're going to really enjoy it. Whether you're Asian, whether you're non-Asian, it doesn't matter who you are, you will just love it.
Oh,
I can't say enough, really.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us today, and I enjoyed the musical immensely, and you've got to check it out. And I know you've got a very busy schedule right now, so thank you very much for taking this time out, Fox.
Not a problem, Tindy. Thank you very much.
With the rest of the tour.
Thank you.